I'll video you.
I did it! Hey everyone, I just completed the 5 days on the Vermont Long Trail, the first 5 days, and I was editing videos, and I put together a video of me washing my pack and all the gear I was taking, and I realized the video is too long. So what you're about to see is the video of what I'm taking on trail, and then I'll also post a video of me washing my pack and talking about my pack. This is at my brother-in-law's house. That pool is amazing. The temperature was 68 on the little ducky over there, but I can tell you that it was lower than 68 at the bottom of that pool. It took a bit to get in that water, but it felt amazing. So with that, I hope you enjoy the videos. They're coming. I'm pushing them out raw, pretty rough, but they're going out. Hope you enjoy them. See it. So, since I'm doing this, I might as well show you what I'm bringing on the long trail. This is the first time doing a video like this. I know a lot of you guys ask me questions on this, and this is what I bring. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I'm trying to get this pack washed, but we'll just go over it as I take it apart. So I bring my Crocs. These are my camp shoes. I fasten these to the side of my pack so I can have more space and not dangling all around the pack. And I fasten them to the side of the pack with a carabiner. And I just bring the ultra light, they're light Crocs. These are the light version of the Crocs. That's all I bring. And a carabiner to make sure they don't fall off the pack. And then on this side, I have I have a carabiner. This is from Garage Grown Gear. This is a multi-purpose device. Has a little cutter, sturdy carabiner, and then it has a place to light your stove or fire here. So you can actually light a fire with that if you have the right stuff, and I carry the right stuff to do that, and the other Croc. And then I'm going to put all this on my ground cloth. So this is a ground cloth that goes underneath my tent. This is a Z-Pax ground cloth, Cuban fiber. So we'll start putting all this stuff on the ground cloth. So I carry this this little tie on my pack to help keep my tent and stuff in my bag, but this is also a very extremely universal tool. I've used it to tighten my pants at hostels when the clothes don't fit me and I have too big of clothes and they're so loose. I can use this as like a belt if my belt's being washed, so on and so forth. I've used it to hang my water bags. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. I used it last winter. I used this to keep my snowshoes together when they broke. This is a very important tool to have just for the what ifs, and it's pretty lightweight. It's so universal. So I carry that. This is the Hyperlight Unbound 2P. Love this tent. Love this tent. Personally, it's the best thing out there. A lot of room in there, space. This is the X-Pad ass pad. I call it the ass pad. Silver side up for thermal. Put the non-silver side down towards the ground. But this is a kneeling pad. This is your best thing in your entire pack. It's the most universal thing in your entire pack you'll ever have. So that's one of the best pieces of gear. In the brain, here I carry all my quick access stuff. These are my inhalers because I have asthma. This is my poop kit. Have that in the brain. My gloves. I get cold hands, especially this time of year, and I don't want to be digging through my pack for gloves, so I carry my gloves in the brain. These are the Z-Pax waterproof gloves and windbreaker, so the wind will go through these, and sometimes I need extra warmth for my hands, so I'll put these over top of that. And inside of here I carry Arc'teryx really thin gloves. These are usually my sleep gloves at night unless it's really cold, and then I'll use the outdoor research. Yes, I have a lot of gloves, but I don't like cold hands and I don't like cold feet, so I carry them. This I carry, it's my sweatband that goes around my head. These are my hiking gloves, which for some reason I only have one. The other one's around here. use my poles wrong, but I use my trekking poles. I aggressively use my trekking poles all day long, and these help my hands, so my hands don't get all gummed up. Glasses. A lot of times you'll see that I don't hike with these because they're like a adjustable bifocal, and they really mess with the depth perception of my feet. So I usually store these in here so they don't get broken. This is super lightweight. I think we found it at the dollar store. Something I have to carry. And then I carry this for my reading glasses. So at night when I'm laying in the tent and I'm trying to do stuff on my iPad or my phone, these won't adjust right, so I can't read the iPad, so I have to carry reading glasses. This is camera gear I use for filming. That's everything that's in the brain that I normally carry in the brain. In there, my 2024 through hiker tag. This is in the back of my pack. This is a little sign I made to carry with me through hiker to town. I've used it 3 or 4 times. It does work. But the more important thing is I use this as like a little ground cloth. During the middle of the day, I'll put my feet on it, rest my feet on it. If I want to take my feet out of my shoes and it's wet ground, stuff like that. Outside the tent when it's raining and you want a piece of dry to put your shoes on, cook on, whatever. This has been used a lot. It's just a piece of Tyvek. It's just a square piece of Tyvek. This is extremely valuable to carry. Inside the pouch I carry a cloth. That's in case I need to wipe something off, wipe my tent off, get to a creek and I want to rinse off, I can use the cloth. This is just a handy wipe, extremely lightweight. I cut it in half so it's a smaller piece. That's what I carry. That's everything on the outside of the pack. And then I also carry, I don't know if you can see it, I carry the Germex stuff here. I put that on my pack. This is just Purell, and I keep refilling this at hostels. Anywhere I can find a place to refill it. This is my Paca. This is my water. This is my water jacket on the outside. This is my rain skirt. This is all I carry. This is actually, for me, my legs don't get cold. This is extremely warm. You just wrap it around you and it goes down past your knees a little bit. It'll block the wind as long as the wind ain't blowing it up and everything. Extremely warm. It'll give you warmth and it'll give you a little bit of rain protection on a really rainy day. Super lightweight. That's from Light Heart Gear. On this side, on the outside of my pack, I have my bear bag line with my dog bone. Inside my bear bag line, this is bear bag line. It's actually was from Garage Grown Gear. Super flexible, super lightweight, has a bigger diameter so it cuts your hands less. Dog bone. This allows you to do the PCT hang very easy with a carabiner, and this carabiner is special. This is a screw-on carabiner. This carabiner is a screw-on. This screw-on highly reduces the chance of you getting snagged in the tree, because a lot of times when you throw your food bag up, your rucksack over, this can open up and can get hooked on a branch. I've seen it many times on trail. This screw-on, even though it's extra weight, this screw-on prevents that from happening. So it reduces the chance of your bear bag rucksack getting stuck in a bag. And this is just a sack I grabbed from one of the many sacks. If you're a hiker, you start gathering all these little sacks and stuff. You can buy an official rucksack and all that, but this is just a bag. I've sewn it together like 5 times. I've taped it. It's still going. 2,200 miles, still going. On my straps, I have my GoPro mount, and plus my Garmin InReach Mini. Here, for emergency purposes, if you don't know how to use a compass, there ain't no point in carrying a compass, but this is a little micro compass I carry. Very functional. It has a dial and everything. It has an adjustable dial and everything. This is, you know, the what if everything goes to kaput. You're out in the woods and you need to walk a direction. This compass will work and it will hold course for you. It will help you get out of the woods. Stupid lightweight, but that's a safety issue. And then I'm going to wash this right on the bag, but this is the REI cell phone pouch. Love it. Absolutely love having my cell phone here. And that's it for the outside the bag. No, tent stakes. I carry just the tent stakes I need. If I ever need extra tent stakes, I'll make them out of wood or sticks. Try to find hardwood, and I actually carry a knife. This is the knife I carry. It's a Buck Trek knife. Has the serrated edges. This is huge for hiking, so you can cut through wood. You won't believe how much you can cut through with this. A lot of people carry a straight blade, but this you can actually slice. You can actually saw through some wood. You can make tent stakes for it. You can do all kinds of stuff with a knife. A knife is an extremely valuable tool for hiking personally. A lot of people carry those little Swiss Army knives. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're fine for opening packages and stuff, but if you need to do something, you want an actual knife. A knife is a tool. It's a tool, people. And I use my knife all the time, for all kinds of stuff. You get to a tent site, you get this one annoying branch that's poking your tent or gonna poke up through your tent, a pucker brush all the time, get those thick briar brush. You can grab the knife, you can actually cut them off. That's, you know, it's already a tent spot. I'm not destroying nature. It's a tent spot where you tent, but there's a sharp pucker brush or something sticking up in the middle of it. You can actually cut that brush off really easy with the knife. I use it all the time. So in my bag, my food bag, I'm not going into that, 2,200 miles. This is 3 days worth of food in here right now. But that's the food bag. I carry my GSI coffee cup. Love it. These will go down in my nighttime bag, but these are compression socks. These are new ones. Check this out. They're dragon scale. I love it. At night, you want, as an older guy, I want those compression socks. I need them. A compression socks helps push all that nasty crud in your muscles and stuff. It helps your body get that out of the muscles at night when you sleep, and gets it into the system instead of mucking up everything. I notice a huge difference if I wear them or don't wear them when I'm actively hiking. This is a little Ziploc bag I carry, extra trash bags, Kleenexes, and I have my dog bowl in here. This is my clean kit at night. So at night when I get in the tent, I actually wash up. I mean, everyone thinks you have to have a shower to get clean. You can stay clean on trail, people, but I carry this little dog bowl, put a little bit of water in it, and then this is my wash up cloth, and I have a little bit of Suds soap or I don't know, bio-friendly soap, powdered soap. I'll put a little bit on this and put it in the dog bowl and wash my face. That's my clean system for at night. That's a whole other topic. But this is my kit I use for cleaning up. And this is the what if I need a trash bag for something, putting my sneakers in. So at night after a long day, you don't want to leave your sneakers outside your tent in case, because I've had mice chew on the sneakers at night out in the vestibule. You never know if a raccoon or a fox or a possum or something like that's going to come along and steal your sneaker in the middle of the night for whatever reason. So you want them trash bags to put your shoes in and keep the mud out of your tent. And you use trash bags for other things. They're very light. This, full disclosure, is a pee bottle for at night. Can't find these anymore. Don't even ask for them. They don't make them. Best thing they ever made, but they don't make them. They stopped making them. But this is my cook system. I did a whole video on my cook system, not going into that. This is my electronics bag. I'll be carrying a 5,000 milliamp hour battery and a backup 4,000 milliamp hour battery that's super lightweight. I worked a lot on this electronics bag and redid it. And it looks like I need to have a gear repair there. That's a big tear, but I'll get another bag for that. Inside here is, I like paper towels. I use paper towels at night when I cook and stuff, or the what if, or if I get a really runny nose. So I carry a little bit of paper towels. And this is also an emergency, you know, if your poop kit goes empty of toilet paper, this is like a backup, like an extra backup. I carry a massager. So I need this. I have massive cramps at night. If I don't have this, I can't work that crud out of my muscles. But this is a Heichi, massager. And this will go a good 4 or 5 days on trail, using it every night. It's heavy, but it's a lot of people carry those long rollers, those rollers that you roll out your muscles. This literally weighs like, I think, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces more than that roller. So I'll carry the extra 1.5 ounces because I can actually massage key muscles that I really need to massage out. And then I carry a Gossamer Gear foam pad. This is a cut down one. It's not a full length one, but it covers my entire torso. That goes underneath my air mattress so that it helps protect the air mattress. It helps protect the air mattress, and it gives a little bit of thermal rating on those really cold nights underneath the mattress. But it's huge to protect the mattress on the platforms and in the shelters, and even in camping. You know, if you're camping on sticks and rocks and stuff, it just gives you that extra oomph of protection for your air pad. I didn't get a single hole in my air pad the entire Appalachian Trail, but now that I've said that, watch me getting a hole in my air pad when I hike the long trail. But so I use a Nylaflume bag for all my dry system. I use a double system. So I use Nylaflume bag. This is my pillow. This is a Hyperlight pillow. Here it holds my puffy. So inside here is my puffy. I'm debating as to which one I'm going to take on trail. But right now I have this blue one. But it holds my puffy, and this is my pillow. So at night I like this pillow because I'm a stomach sleeper, and I can cup this pillow. It has this nice felt side. I can cup this pillow and just sleep on it underneath my arm, and I can position it however I want. It doesn't slide all over because as a stomach sleeper, I'm always cupping it and sleeping on it. Hand washing the old pillow. That is in my gloves, but these gloves have been washed recently. Most of this is from the pillow. Oh, wow. That's pretty. Ugh. So, love that. That's the best pillow in the world. In the worst case scenario, if I ever got a really cold night where I had to wear my puffy and sleep inside my sleeping bag, you can fill this. You can fill this with leaves, sticks, moss, whatever you can find if you want a little bit of a pillow. Dirty clothes, old dirty clothes, it's all sealed. I mean, this is all waterproof and sealed. You fill it with old dirty clothes, whatever you want to fill it with. You can stuff something else in it. But I mainly use my puffy because I sleep really warm and I don't need my puffy at night. This is my mid layer. This is my windbreaker. So this is my windbreaker here. And worst case scenario, I usually sleep with this and I can still use my puffy and my pillow. Thing I changed, I talked about changing stuff the other day. This is a Thermarest Neo Air. It's an old version. It's the old version. We got this from an REI discount thing. I'm giving this a try. Huge weight savings. It's narrow, but I'm trying to make some changes to my pack. That was a huge change. This is my sleep system. Yes, I use a double system. I use the Nylaflume, and I like these packages, these waterproof packages, to keep everything extra safe when I camp. This is my quilt. So this is a blue down quilt, 40 degree. I think this is the Jacks Are Better one. I have multiple quilts now. As a thru hiker or a hiker, you'll end up getting there. You'll have multiple quilts at some point. Quilts are expensive, but they're one of your big three. Yeah, Jacks Are Better is what it is. And this has an open toe box. This one can open up into a blanket. I'm going to be testing this tonight in my tent to see how I like it. Otherwise, I'll use one of my other 40 degree quilts to start. We're going to try that. Hiking the long trail and through September. It can get cold, especially up north, and I may switch to a 20 degree bag just for safety reasons. If you have a bad day on trail, people, if you have a bad day and it's wet and raining and you're cold and the wind comes in and it's, you know, it can be 34, 36 degrees, but it can be just above freezing. You can still get hypothermic. I mean, you have to take this stuff serious. You have to be prepared for the what ifs. So I do carry a little bit extra weight usually. So I'm starting with a 40 degree, pretty confident I'll switch to my 20 degree midway or when I get into the higher elevations and later in September. But I'm starting with a 40. This is my clothes bag, again, double system. So on a really rainy day, if this was to wet through, I still have my dry system. This is my nighttime in my tent dry system in another waterproof bag. I carry an extra pair of underwear. Probably gonna switch this out for an extra pair of just a pair of shorts, and just wear the underwear I got on. Playing around with that right now. I think I'm gonna try that, because that's what I did when I hiked the Appalachian Trail. I hiked like 700 miles in a skirt that had basically had underwear liner inside, and I love that skirt. Loved it. I can't find another one. They stopped making it. I'd buy another one, but I kind of wore that one out. I can't find them anymore. So I'll be hiking in the pants, and this time of year the pants should work fine. But I think I'm gonna wear a pair of shorts. I'm gonna carry just a pair of shorts just for in the tent at night to sleep in, to get out and go to the bathroom, stuff like that. Because when I get in the tent at night, I change into a whole new pair of pants, a whole new sleep system, because I don't want my sleeping bag smelling like crud and all that awful stuff. Like, we just went through my sleeping bags because I clean myself at night and I change my clothes into fresh clothes at night. I change into a whole new sleep system every night, because I don't want the sleeping bag that I sleep in, I don't want that absorbing all of that hiker funk that you get through hiking. This is the Outdoor Vitals merino wool hoodie. This is what I sleep in. It keeps me really warm. This is actually a really warm shirt, and the hoodie allows it to pull up over my head and keep my head warm, because I'm bald. And my head can get cold because it sticks out of my sleeping bag a lot. Love this. That's my main core thing. I have thermal pants. These are just really lightweight, the lightest I could find. Thermal black stocking pants. I rarely wear these. I wear these if I get really cold or get a chill, but I'm normally too hot to sleep in these at night, but I carry them for the what if. And I carry an extra pair of socks. I mean, sometimes your feet can get so drenched that, and your stuff won't dry. It won't dry on trail. Stuff don't dry on trail, people. It just don't. And it could come to a point where you just want a fresh pair of socks. But this is also for a cold night. I can put this on a cold night in my sleeping bag. And these can also double up as if you just can't get your hands warm at all, and your gloves, if your gloves wet out, you have a pair of gloves. These will warm your hands up at night. You can throw them in there and warm your hands up at night. So I always carry an extra pair of socks. Now, you ultralighters out there are laughing at me, and it's totally fine. I'm not an ultralighter. I'm not trying to tell you to be the lightest. I'm just showing you what I carry. This is what I carry. After 2,200 miles on the trail, all that I learned, this is what I carry. And these are the systems I use. And I don't really put out videos like this because, I'm nervous of the, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You have to do what works for you when you hike. When you hike and you thru hike or do any kind of hiking, you have to find a system that works for you. And so I'm actually showing you my system. So that's my system. And then in the bottom, I carry my emergency stuff in my pack. This is Outdoor Vitals. Yes, I love Outdoor Vitals. They do good. They do good stuff. This is Pyro Jelly, I think they call it. Pyro Putty. I carry a little tin of this. If you know what you're doing, this is all. You just need a little piece of this to start a fire. Even the most worst conditions, you can start a fire with this Pyro Putty. It's super light. So I carry that for emergencies. I carry a little piece of string. You never know when you need this. I actually use this in the White Mountains to make the Hyperlight Unbound 2P work on the platforms. There was a system I used for that with this string. This is Gear Aid. This is tenacious tape. I think it's tenacious tape is what they call it. This can fix a lot of stuff. It's really lightweight. Hiking tape, I carry a little bit of that for the what if I need to repair my air mattress, something like that. And then in here I have some alcohol swabs and a little repair kit for my Hyperlight tent. And I just put that in the bottom of my bag. I carry hand warmers. I only carry 2, and if I end up going through them, I make sure I get them replaced. On really cold nights, I'll shake one of these and throw it down in the bottom of my foot bag. in my quilt, and it keeps my filter warm, keeps me warm. This thing will generate enough heat to sweat you right out of the sleeping bag, me personally. So on really cold nights, I will use these to keep my filter warm, keep me warm, so on and so forth. On occasion, I have used them to keep my hands warm, or whatever I need to keep warm. But I only carry 2. These things are heavy, 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 heavy. And if you're someone who's always cold and you need to carry them, then carry them. I mean, my sister used to carry, I don't know, 6 or 8, and she'd use them. She'd use 1, 2 every night. She loved them. So carry what you carry. Pro tip, people, if you've watched the video this far, pro tip. This is just a Frog Togs chilling cloth. It's that like sham wow type material. This stuff is super light, but super, super absorbent. I'm talking, this thing will hold a lot of water. And I just have an emergency backup. This will absorb water a little bit faster while this one activates. So I throw this and this in the bottom of my bag. So on a rainy day, on the rainy days I hiked in, there was always some water getting into the bag. And I don't care if you have a Hyperlight bag, a Z-Packs bag. I hiked with people with all those bags, and we all had conversations of how this stuff still gets wet inside the bag. It's gonna happen. There's no 100% waterproof bag. There just isn't. You can reduce the water a lot, but if you have these in the bottom of your bag, the water always goes to the bottom. They will absorb a lot of water before it gets into your gear, because a lot of it will roll off your gear as it goes down through your bag. And these are like an ultra water absorber. And during midday, like during a break and stuff, if you're hiking a lot in the rain and it's really raining on you, you know, if you're under shelter or in a shelter, you can actually tear your pack apart and see how wet these are. You can wring them out and put them back in your bag if you need to. So that's what those are in for. And that, my folks, is everything that's in my bag. Everything. I do have one more thing, which we're not going into on this video. I have my ditty bag. I'm not going to go through all of it. In here, I carry a pair of scissors. Scissors are used for everything, but I carry these for snipping my whiskers, my beard. Even though I have a big puffy beard, I try to keep it groomed to some degree. And I hate a mustache that comes down into my lips, so I'll actually trim these at hostels every chance I can. If I have them, I can just trim my beard. And you can use them for everything, fingernails, you name it. You can use it for that. I do carry deodorant. I'll still carry deodorant. I can get pretty stinky. And I have KT tape in here. I tape my legs. I carry KT tape. I'll go over the ditty bag another time. Ditty bag is your personal care stuff for the most part. And Jen and I still need to go through this. I see I have Aqua Pure tabs. I carry some of those in case, you know, you have to drink out of some god-awful swamp, muddy water, something. I carry some Aqua Pure tabs. There's some weight to be saved here, but this is a ditty bag that I carry for all my stuff. All right, so I forgot 2 things. I carry a scoop. This is just a water bottle I cut off. Super lightweight. You can smash it into about anything you can imagine, and fill your water bladder, bottles, whatever. You need a scoop, period. You need a scoop. So this is super light. I carry that. And then I've switched to, this is a huge weight savings I switched to. I got rid of the CNOC bag, and during trail days, we got a life straw system. We talked to one of the people there. The vote's still out on this system, but we're giving it a whirl. It's a high flow system, but this is a lot lighter. You don't have the water carrying capacity, but this system with a life straw and an extra 1 liter bottle is still lighter than the CNOC bag plus a Sawyer filter. So there's a big weight savings there. So I'll be running this life straw bag and filter, and I have a whole system for that. I might do a video on that, but we won't go into it today. And then in here I carry this is my whole water system. I carry a connector. This is very important for the way I filter water. And I carry an extra sports cap. So you always break in these sports caps. You're out in the middle of the woods and this cap will break off, but drinking out of this sports cap is so much easier than just a regular bottle. If you're hiking the way my bag is, I can scoop the water bottle right out, pop this open and take a drink, but these caps always break. So I always carry an extra cap because I always break them out in the middle of the woods and it really stinks. And I should have an extra cap and I don't, but I'll get that in my bag. All right, Jen wanted me to show all of the stuff I carry with me. I'm not going to start the long trail with this, but I will end up having this probably for the northern section. This is my iPad. I carry it in a little foam case, and inside here is my iPad. I do all my business on this. I edit all my videos on this. I have the pen with it. This is a waterproof case, totally waterproof for the iPad, and it has a little kickstand on it that I can prop it up at night in the tent. And it also has a little D-ring here that I use a lot if I have it out on trail. You can run your finger through there. It helps you hold the iPad so it doesn't go flying. Love this whole setup. And then inside here, this is what I carry all my camera cards in. It says JJC. It's a camera card holder, totally waterproof. And in there I carry all of my micro SD cards for my GoPro. I can carry the bigger ones in there if I need. Carry all my footage and stuff on that. And then this is the dongle I carry, Apple dongle. It's the expensive one. It just has the SD card and you have to put your micro SD cards in the end here. The reason I carry this is I tried 3 or 4 other ones. The transfer rate is atrocious, but if you get the iPad one, the one made from Apple, the transfer rate is easily 2 to 3 times faster. So I can transfer all my GoPro footage from the micro SD card to my iPad rapidly. So that's why I carry that one. I have a little cloth in here for cleaning lenses and cleaning the iPad, so on and so forth. I carry a pen. I usually carry 2 pens because of business. So normally I'd only carry 1, but I need to take notes and stuff. And I usually have a piece of paper in here to take notes on and everything and keep track of stuff as I need to write down stuff. So that's my iPad. That weighs in at about 2 pounds. That full set, that full kit weighs in about almost 2 pounds. I also carry my Instinct, my Garmin Instinct watch. Most people don't carry a watch. They're like, oh, I'm not going to carry a nice watch. It's going to break, blah, blah, blah. I heard that all the time on trail. This is a Garmin Instinct. It's the old, I think it's one of the first gens. I've had it for a long time, 5 or 6 years. I haven't killed it. The benefits to the watch. I don't do the whole tracking all day thing on it because it just kills the battery. I started doing that, but it doesn't really matter. You have to walk the miles anyways. The benefits to the watch is it has the heart rate, and you can control how much exertion you're putting out by your heart rate. So you can constantly look at your heart rate and you can govern how much energy you're putting into that hill. And I found that extremely helpful as a big guy because I can't keep up with everyone and I can't do the pace that other people can do. But my heart rate tells me how hard I'm working. And I can control a lot with that. So I love this. The other thing it has is I can see messages from the Garmin Instinct when Jen messages me on there. I can just quickly read it on my watch. I just flip it up and I can read the watch. I ain't got to try to fiddle around with the Garmin Messenger. There's so many benefits to it. In an emergency situation, it does have a compass on it, so I can get into the compass and I can see the compass, which way I'm headed. It actually is functional and it works. It also quickly tells you the sunrise, sunset, so you can be laying in tent in the middle of the night and you're like, man, when does the sun rise? Like, I got to get up 30 minutes before the sun's up. So when is that? And you'll get a pretty good feel for it, but it still is very helpful. A lot of helpful stuff by wearing the watch, and I highly recommend it. That's my 2 cents. And that is everything. That's honestly everything. So with that, we're going to wash the bag.